Oh my god, I wasn't even fucking recording! I just got done recording the review for Overlord 4 episodes 9 and 10, and I wasn't even freaking recording! Oh my god. I'm probably not even gonna remember half the stuff I said. Essentially, I was pissed that not only was Ainz and them going to this extreme of destroying the entire Riesi's kingdom for the idiocy of a very small group of nobles. Because you guys saw, I think in the last video, that Philip and his cohorts were the ones responsible for what happened. And yet, everybody else in the kingdom, whether they were involved or not, are being punished with death. And I was like, why? Why do you guys have to go to this extreme for the idiocy and mistakes of one small group of people? Why can't you just make an example out of that small group and show the entire world, this is what we will do to you all if you mess with the Sorcerer Kingdom? Why can't they do it that way? Or at least get the other nobles that would have turned on Ainz by, I think, don't they have that spell that dominates spell where they can tell if someone's, I guess, telling the truth or something? Or what? Surely they have a spell like that, where they can find out, who would be loyal to Ainz, who was willing to stab him in the back, figuratively anyway, and take them out, the ones that are not loyal, that might not be loyal, essentially, and make an example out of them and Philip and his people. Surely that could have done the same amount of... Surely that could have essentially accomplished the goal that Ainz and them were setting for killing off everybody in Riestes. Right? Surely there could have been another way to resolve this, instead of the outright genocide of the whole kingdom. Obviously, there were some people in Riestes that they did protect, which is shown, I think, in the next 3 episodes. But, yeah, I hate it. I hate that the prince never even got a chance to even be a good ruler. He tried. He tried to save his people and his kingdom from the outright genocide that they were facing, but no. Ainz didn't want to listen to any kind of negotiations or see that there could have been another way and try and do reason that way. No. He tried. He really did try. But... yeah, I have also got another question if you guys want to give an answer, if you know the answer. What, species is Albedo's sister, and where did the blood on the scissors come from when they walked in the room? Did she cut off her own skin or her face? Because that's what it looked like happened. Except there was no blood on the face, but still. But yeah, even she was in agreement that couldn't there have been another way to go about doing this, because she didn't even agree that that was right. Wow, no wonder Albedo doesn't get along with her. She doesn't agree with Ainz. Of course they don't get along. And no wonder she said that she wanted the girl executed. No wonder. But yeah, at least somebody in Nazarick is actually agreeing with this. Yes, I know that they are extremely loyal to Ainz because he's the one who stayed behind with them until the very end, but still, surely you should have your own thoughts on whether you agree that outright genocide is correct when there could have been another way to still get your point across without the excess violence. But yeah, like I said, I felt so bad for everybody in Riestes at this point, because they're essentially as good as dead at this point. The kingdom essentially is doomed, because Ainz is not willing to take a chance and think that maybe there is another way we could do this whole situation and still get the outcome we want. But yeah, I just feel so bad for the prince in all this, because like I said, he is doing all he can with what he has to work with to keep his kingdom and his people, and not only himself and his family, safe, but maybe even potentially have Ainz and them as an ally in the future. He was wanting to do them as a vassal state, but no, the nobles and I think his father, I don't know if his father was against it. At the very least, the nobles were. But surely it would have been better than getting on Ainz's bad side and with this outcome, essentially. But yeah, no, their pride and Philip's pride is what caused this whole thing to begin with. Because if he hadn't done what he did, then this might not have happened, essentially. But yeah, I don't get why when this whole thing started, they had a month before this whole thing started. Why didn't the prince go on ahead and send his people out to get everybody in all the nearby villages, as many as he could, and send them to one of the other kingdoms for safety, because he knew that this place was not going to be safe in a month. Or at the very least, to try and, while he was trying to negotiate with Ainz, because even if he actually didn't succeed, it still would have been better than risking him not succeeding. I don't know if he actually tried, but Ainz and them were just faster and killed off all the villages. I don't know. But yeah, sadly a bunch of the villages ended up perishing along with everybody else that was inside them. So, and I was thinking, why? Why kill people that had nothing to do with this whole situation? Essentially, it's like, shoot, what could be a actual real-life situation that could possibly warrant this? Well, to the extreme, anyway. It's like, oh, I know of one. The whole Pearl Harbor situation. It's like, when the whole Pearl Harbor thing happened, and everybody was killed only because of, like, what part of the government had done to them. Because I'm sure that not everybody in Japan was all for attacking the U.S. And our response was obviously to go all out and destroy a good portion of Japan. No, actually, this would have been a better outcome than what Ainz and them had, because we didn't destroy the entirety of Japan. We only attacked 2 cities. And even then, it was, well, what they were with atomic bombs, but still, it wasn't destroying it wasn't an outright genocide of Japan, is what I'm saying. This would have been somewhat of a middle of a road option here. I know I'm going to probably get some flack on this one because I'm mentioning the whole Pearl Harbor and Hiroshima and Nagasaki thing, but I'm trying to think of a world event that we've gone through that would somewhat be close to what Ainz is trying to do. No, actually, the whole outright genocide thing is the whole Hitler with the Jews thing. But he didn't succeed. However, with this, Ainz will more than likely, 100% succeed in this one, because there's nobody who could stand against him. Nobody. Anyway. But, yeah. It's either where they do nothing, they punish part of the people who, essentially including the ones that were responsible for what happened, or going extreme and going all out genocide on this one. To be honest, obviously they're going to have to do something to punish the party responsible, because they can't go and make them think, oh, we can do whatever we want to the Sorcerer King and they're not going to do anything. No, they have to have some kind of consequence for this, to show that, yeah, if we do this, we're going to die, and I don't know about you, but I'd rather not die. So, yeah, they could have done a little bit of a middle-of-the-road thing here, like I was saying, where they grab Philip, his cohorts, and any nobles that are going to resent the Sorcerer King for what he has done in the past, and make an example out of them to the rest of the world. But, yeah, like I said, I've said this many, many times in the recording that I tried to do a moment ago, and in this one, but I felt so bad for the prince, because he was just doing what he could. I wanted him to succeed, because I wanted to see what he would do as a king, because, yeah, the poor guy had the potential. He could have been a great ruler. But he never got the chance, because those idiot nobles decided that they were desperate enough that, yeah, maybe Ainz will let us go if we give him the prince's head. No, that wasn't a smart idea. Because that's not really what he would do in that situation, because he would still kill everybody there, no matter what you gave him, because, like the prince said, surrender was never an option. But yeah, I think he does. I don't think I mentioned this in the other recording, quote-unquote, that I did, or tried to do, but I think that Ainz does have some respect for the prince, because when they gave him his head, he gave the head to Albedo and told her to give him a proper burial. So he has some level of respect for him, even if it's just as a member of the royal family. But I think he might have respected the guy for essentially what he was trying to do. He was still trying to do everything he could to protect his people, and sadly still failed at it. Because that's all you can expect from him at this point, because Ainz is a force to be reckoned with that nobody will be able to beat. At least not easily. Anyway, if you guys agree with me, if you disagree, if you think there was another way they could have handled the situation, put it in the comments, because I'd love to know. I'd love to be able to know what you guys thought of this. Do you agree with me on whether he was right to do what he did? Do you think it was too extreme? Do you think there could have been a middle road? Yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time.